A reminder that people cannot just leave the United States, right? So when your Uncle Bob is yelling on Facebook, like, you don't like things in our country, leave, get out of here. You literally can't, okay? You either have to have a lot of money or a fair dose of luck to be able to leave the United States. You can't just move abroad unless you want to end up in prison for illegally immigrating, right? You have to be able to qualify for a visa. That being said, every time I bring this up, I have at least one or two people from my comments that learn they are in fact a citizen of another country without having known it their entire lives. I was born in the US, but I am currently living in Canada, and it was relatively easy to move here because I have a parent who is a Canadian citizen who was born on Canadian soil, which almost automatically qualifies me for citizenship. There are a couple of exceptions, but most people qualify this way. Also, if you were born before a certain year, you qualify for Canadian citizenship just due to the fact of your grandparents having been born on Canadian soil. It could have skipped a generation. Maybe your parents didn't ever move back to Canada and you still qualify as a Canadian citizen just because your grandparents were born here. So look into that. And this does not only work for Canada. There are quite a few countries where if your parent was born in that country or a grandparent, you may qualify for citizenship, which would enable you to leave the country where you're currently living. Canada in particular, they have like a little test you can do on one of their government websites that will let you know more or less whether or not you probably have automatic citizenship. All I had to do was, I think it cost me $75 about 5 years ago, send in the forms, and in less than 6 months, I had all my paperwork stating that I'd been a Canadian citizen since birth. So it was definitely something you had to jump through hoops to get, but not that many. It was relatively easy and relatively affordable. I know not everybody could afford the $75, but like if for any reason you're kind of hoping to get out of the US, you might want to check if any of your parents or grandparents have immigrated from a country that will allow you to have citizenship through birthright.